They walk into a room, and instantly, all eyes are drawn to them. Charismatic, confident, almost magnetic. They speak like leaders, think like strategists, and smile like they know something you don't. You might find yourself trusting them, even admiring them, before you realize you barely know them. But here's the chilling truth. Some of the most dangerous people you'll ever meet don't look dangerous at all. In fact, they look perfect. But that charm, it might be camouflage, because beneath it could lie a trio of psychological traits so toxic, so manipulative. It's known to experts as the Dark Triad. And if you're not careful, you won't even see them coming. Think about the people in your life, your boss, your partner, that charming new friend. Could one of them be using you right now? The scary part? You don't have to be naive to fall for them. Even intelligent, emotionally aware people get pulled in. Why? Because the Dark Triad doesn't come with a warning label. These individuals aren't waving red flags. They're handing you roses while hiding the thorns. They know how to mirror your emotions, gain your trust, and make you feel special, until suddenly you're isolated, confused, and questioning your own judgment. This isn't just manipulation, it's psychological warfare, and understanding how it works may be the only way to protect yourself. So what exactly is the Dark Triad, and how can you spot it before it's too late? At first, they seem almost too good to be true. That's because they are. People with Dark Triad traits, narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy, often use charm as their weapon of choice. But this isn't ordinary charm. It's calculated. They study you. They mirror your interests. They say exactly what you want to hear. You feel an instant connection. That's not a coincidence, it's design. Psychologists call this love bombing, a tactic often used by narcissists to flood their targets with attention, praise, and affection. Once you're hooked, they slowly start to control you. With a Machiavellian twist, they manipulate your decisions, sometimes without you even realizing it. And if they lean psychopathic, empathy is non-existent. You're just a means to an end. By the time you see the real them, the damage may already be done. The Dark Triad isn't a myth. It's a well-documented trio of personality traits recognized by psychologists worldwide. Each trait on its own is dangerous. But when they overlap, that's when things get truly sinister. Let's break it down. Narcissism is an inflated sense of self-importance. These individuals crave admiration, believe they're superior, and will often devalue others to feel powerful. Machiavellianism is cold, strategic manipulation. These people are calculated, deceitful, and obsessed with control. They don't lie emotionally, they lie logically, like chess masters. And psychopathy? That's the darkest corner. Think lack of empathy, impulsivity, and emotional detachment. Psychopaths can harm without remorse, and smile while doing it. What's worse? These traits can often look like leadership, confidence, or charisma. In the boardroom, the dating world, even politics, the Dark Triad often rises to the top. But behind their polished exterior, there's a dangerous core. They don't care who they hurt, as long as they get what they want. His name was never out of the headlines. Sleek suits, motivational speeches, a growing empire. On the surface, Daniel seemed like the visionary CEO every startup dream of. Investors loved him. Employees admired him. He could walk into any room and command it without saying a word. But behind the glass walls of his billion-dollar office, Daniel was something else entirely. He pitted co-workers against each other for fun. He faked empathy in meetings, only to privately mock his team. He fired people who questioned him, not because they were wrong, but because they saw through him. Years later, lawsuits and whistleblowers revealed the truth. Daniel had manipulated financials, emotionally abused staff, and lied to board members for years, all while smiling for the camera. Experts analyzing his behavior called it textbook Dark Triad. It wasn't just ambition, it was calculated domination. And by the time the truth came out, the damage was already global. Why do so many people fall for Dark Triad personalities? The answer lies in psychological manipulation. These individuals use well-known cognitive tricks, some studied for decades, to disarm your defenses. They twist your reality until you question your memory, your feelings, even your sanity. You say, "That's not what you said yesterday." They reply, "You're imagining things." Over time, you lose confidence and become easier to control. Another tactic is intermittent reinforcement, straight out of behaviorist psychology. They'll praise you one moment and ignore you the next. That inconsistency creates emotional addiction, the same loop that keeps gamblers pulling slot machines. And perhaps the cruelest move? Triangulation, where they pit you against others, making you feel jealous, inferior, or disposable. These aren't just toxic habits. They're psychological warfare techniques. And unless you understand them, you're playing a game you're destined to lose. They don't wear a label, but if you know what to look for, the signs are always there. Superficial charm, they're magnetic in public but cold in private. Their kindness feels performative. Lack of accountability, nothing is ever their fault. If something goes wrong, you're to blame or the system is. Never them. Emotional shallowness, their apologies lack depth. Their empathy feels rehearsed. You sense the absence of true emotional connection. Manipulation masked as care. They might say, "I'm just looking out for you," while subtly isolating you from others. Pattern of broken relationships, romantic partners, friends, co-workers. People tend to exit their life wounded. Spotting even 2 or 3 of these signs consistently. That's your cue to create distance. Not every charming person is dangerous, but every dark triad personality starts by being exactly who you want them to be. Now that you know what the dark triad looks like, the question is, how do you stay safe without seeing a villain in every charming face? The answer isn't fear, it's awareness. You don't need to cut off everyone who's confident or persuasive. Instead, trust your gut and observe patterns, not moments. Are they consistent across time and situations? Do they respect boundaries when you say no? Can they handle criticism without lashing out or shifting blame? Healthy people grow with feedback. Dark triad personalities use it as ammo. Learn to listen not just to what people say, but how they make you feel over time. The key is to respond, not react. Set firm boundaries. Test trust before you offer it. Because once you unmask the manipulator, they lose their power. You don't need to fear the dark triad. Just be ready to recognize it. If you found this insightful, hit that subscribe button for more deep psychology content, and stay 2 steps ahead of manipulation.